Mama. Mama.
I hope the intro music played on that. Chat, let me know if the intro music played, and if it did, everything is golden. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Friday night, another House of Stein Hot 10 show. Nope. Okay. All right. Don't you guys say anything. We're going to start this over. Don't say anything, Hood, because they'll hear it. Ready? We're going to start this over. Be right back. Did you guys hear that one? Still nothing? Still nope? All right, let me figure this out. You guys talk while I figure this out. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the show.
It's our new segment. It's called Oops, No Sound.
What time did you do that?
It's funny is Joe's sitting over there saying "mama" like 1,000. I feel like it's like his like a secondary breathing mechanism, like "mama."
Yeah.
Mama. Like he just can't. Like it just comes out.
When I get in trouble with my wife is when I do it. Mama.
What?
You don't know how many times I've gotten out of trouble with that. Shut up. Mama. That's mine. Nobody steal that. That's mine.
That's funny.
But it's 100% guaranteed to get your ass out of trouble.
All right, let's
If you're
try this
saying
again.
it to her.
Let's try this again. All right, you guys, don't say anything. Tell me if this one works. All right, hopefully that one worked and there was no echoing on it. There we go. So you guys,
Hey,
I had to...
so I went 3 for. Do you guys hold up 3 like your 3 middle fingers, or do you do 3?
I go 3.
I go like
I go
this.
3.
I go West
Yeah.
Side.
Yeah.
3.
I've heard that most men do 3, like with like that.
Well, it's
But
from
I've
basketball.
always done. But I've always done
Basketball.
3.
Yeah.
Basketball,
I've always
they
done
go
that.
like
That,
What is that? That
everybody's-
the British do it like this, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just stupid Ohio. I think maybe it was just another thing we're dumb at. We can't
Hey,
do 3.
do you notice nobody waves anymore? It's ever, hey, what's up, bro? Right? But nobody waves. Hey, Brian. Hi. And does the wave. Nobody. I'm bringing that shit back.
Hey,
So I'm no longer
hey,
going
you know what's
to
really-
acknowledge you like that. I'm going to go, hi.
you know what's really funny? So we went. So my 6-year-old, we went to her school for like their trunk or treat thing or whatever for Halloween, and I kid you not, these little girls that she would see, she would like, oh, there's Sarah, and then like they would like walk up and get right here, right in front of their face, and just stand there, like, hi.
Have a staring contest.
It was so weird. I'm like, what are they doing? Like they would run and then just stop right in front of their face. Hi. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I had to reset my entire computer. I started fresh. I had to re-download everything, rebuild all the OBS stuff, rebuild all the templates, rebuild all the Premiere templates. It's been 3 days of craziness, and I still don't think that I have it done. But that being said, hopefully things will be better over the next couple of weeks. We're changing things up a little bit now that I'm resetting everything. Trying to make every couple of months I want to step up our game, And by that, I mean making the look better, making the sound better, making the content better, bring, better guests, whatever we got to do to make the show better for you guys and for us, that's what we're going to do. So, I love constructive criticism.
About time.
Yeah. Constructive criticism is super important to me. So if you guys ever got any, let me know. I kind of changed up the chat a little bit in certain areas, and trying to make everything look a little bit cleaner. So you guys let me know how it looks and how it sounds, and we'll go by what you guys think. So appreciate you guys. Just like every week and every show I do that we do, you guys are the main reason, one of the main reasons why we do this. We really enjoy the fact that you guys enjoy it and that you guys like what we do, and that you guys hang out with us every week. 101 live at the beginning of the show. Thanks for hanging out, man. Last week was absolutely crazy. The response to that show blew me away. And, we had the number one book, that being and I'll say his name correctly this time, John Malin cut of Black Riding Hood. And for those of you guys that didn't get a chance to check it out or read it, I am going to drop a link for you guys at some point to go check it out and maybe see exactly what the book is about. But more importantly, tomorrow night, we're hoping to get John Malin and Ethan Van Sciver on the show to talk with us about the book and about all kinds of stuff. So we'll see if that plays out. It's kind of about 50-50 right now. But, man, what a response last week. Very, very interesting, very cool. What did you guys think about it? Did you guys check out the comments, or did you guys have anybody reach out to you, say anything?
I checked out the comments. I saw a lot of hail Comicsgate stuff.
Yep.
So their crew is definitely it's definitely eyes and ears around. Nothing to be trifled with, I'll be frank with you. But most of it was pretty positive. Even the people that I could see, I mean, obviously I'm reading in the comments, but I read every single comment. Even the people that didn't seem like they liked our position and or the creators of the book, they still had something like positive that came out of their comment. So
Well,
we'll see it at the end of the show today. So
I don't think any of us really had a position. I think
No.
it was more like it was organic on like here's this and this is what's going on, and it's like we're processing it, but we shouldn't get punished for just
reporting.
Well, no, just kind of like thinking through what the book entails and what John Malin's point was, around it. He's a creator and he's creating, but like as within that time, like I don't think anybody had a position, oh, I am absolutely against this book.
No.
Even Mel was processing it, so
Which is important, which is what I love. That's the type of things that I want to see more of. I want to see more people, instead of taking a stance on something immediately without even knowing what it's about.
right.
It's okay to say, I don't know yet, or, I haven't seen it yet, or I'm gonna maybe take a little bit of time to go check it out and then talk about it. And that's why it's so important to have these conversations. There was a lot of people that gave that. I asked in a Instagram post. I said, should we even bring this up? Should the conversation even be had? And there was a lot of people that said no, outright. No, the conversation shouldn't even be had. And I'm sorry, I disagree with that. I will always disagree with that. And I always think that conversation is the way to go. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I do the YouTube videos and the shows I do, and put myself out there in a social place because I believe that. But what was very interesting is to see the Comicsgate crew, the All Caps crew, and all those great creators over there watch the show, and them trying to figure out like what is the show about? Like, what are the requirements for a book to be on the list and this and that? And that to me was the fun part. So we need to be probably better on the show about explaining people what the requirements are and how Ben puts on this list and that type of stuff. And Ben, tell me if I'm wrong. You're kind of just going throughout the week looking at this stuff, and there's not necessarily hard and fast requirements and this and that. You're kind of gauging the heat on a lot of different things, right?
Yeah, and I mean, and we've kind of talked about it before. I want to make this. I've always wanted to make this fun. If I'm just, I mean, there's lists out there that are like computer generated, and while those are helpful, for information, it's just a computer. I try and put personality in this. I try and put stuff in this that's fun and easy to talk about. And, I mean, we could put the same books on there, every single week. I mean, Spawn always sells. Well, you could put that on the list every week if you wanted to, but that's kind of boring. That's not really, it doesn't really spark conversation. So, you could put all the Silver Age keys on there if you want, especially like during the pandemic, if you wanted to put every single week could be ASM, 1, AF-15. I mean, it was every single one of them was going up crazy. I mean, you could do that, but what's the point? So I would rather talk about books that people may not know about, or might have a cool cover or whatever, just at least keep it fun.
Yeah,
Amen.
keep it interesting. Definitely.
Yep. Oh yeah. Well, you guys, we have a new little segment that we're doing that we debuted last week. I think we need to get into that segment. But before we do, I want to give a big shout out to Cover Price, who is continuing to do great things. They've got an amazing website, and it's an amazing tool for comic books and comic book collecting. If you guys get a chance, not only can you use that amazing tool to look up books and see, prices and information and going rates and changes in prices, but they also have great content over there, whether it's talking about conventions or, I always like to bring up Lefteros and his great job with, New Comic Book Day and his FOC picks. And of course they have the day after Wednesday, the weekly Shaker report, and, looking back at some of their top 10 stuff. And their top 10 is very, rigid in what their categories are and how they do things. But it's funny how a lot of that stuff kind of intertwines. It can be similar, and then they put out their Hot 10 a few days after the Stein list comes out. So it's very interesting to see those kind of back each other up, which that means you're doing a good job.
And I do want to say that DeVoe has always been one of our friends. And I appreciate the fact that he does that, because he never wanted to step on toes for what I was doing. So I just wanted, if DeVoe's watching, I just want to say that I do appreciate that, because that has not been the case across the board. So I do appreciate that, Matt.
Amen. Shout out to Matt. So, all right, let's get in. Well, like I said, we have a new segment that we're playing with over here. That is, I guess you could say it's an interesting segment. Well, the second part of the segment is interesting. So let's get into it. And for Whoa this week, we start off with a beautiful Dave Stevens cover for an interesting book. This is the Rocketeer Adventures 2, number 1, the Dave Stevens Jetpack Comics variant, which I don't know much about. Stein, do you know much about this book?
No, I don't know where. Is Jetpack a store?
I think so.
Like in the UK, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the cover is like a panel out of the book,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no title. The title's on the back, right? All that the one on the right is the back cover.
No,
correct?
the one on the right is a front, and I think the back cover is the girl.
Oh, okay. Weird. Very strange.
But I could be wrong about that. Chat, let me know. But that's the way it looks here. That's the way it looks here.
I mean, I would think if you had this slabbed, you would want the one on the left as the cover showing, right?
And you can ask CGC to do that. What a great cover! Holy cow! Look at that art, man. That's why Dave Stevens is so damn amazing.
Yeah. Nothing from you, Joe? Nothing?
Mama.
Yeah. I wish that CGC would make a slab for wraparound covers, so we could somehow keep the book, fresh at a high grade, and also be able to display the entire. That'd be pretty tight.
Yeah.
Oh, Jetpack is in Rochester. Hold on, I've been to. I used to go to. I was in Rochester in January for the whole month of January. How in the world did I never find Jetpack Comics? Oh, Rochester, New Hampshire. Okay, that's different. I'm like, okay.
This is bumfucked Egypt. I don't even know what the fuck that is.
All right. I was like, Rochester, New York. I'm like, man, I was there. I'm like, how did I never find this store?
Is that New England? New England? Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
there's like 68 people that live in New Hampshire. Yeah, I figured I would throw. I didn't really know anything about this particular cover, but I know a lot of people are talking about. I know the Nearing Nirvana. I know Jen was talking about some really cool Dave Stevens things, so I thought I would throw something Dave Stevens on here.
Yeah, shout out to Nearing Nirvana. They did a great spotlight on Dave Stevens the other night, and they are constantly putting out great content over there. Make sure you guys go check out Nearing Nirvana, and we got a soft spot in our heart for them. So continue doing good things over there. What is coming up next, ladies and gentlemen? Well, let me just tell you.
Oh, that blows. That blows.
And this is a terrible. I don't know. Like, the Chewbacca isn't too bad, but what's up with the Ahsoka?
The Chewbacca is awful. I mean, he's a freaking conehead. And I don't know what he's like what, and he's like super skinny. Like, this is like Chewbacca on diet pills. I mean, what is this? And Ahsoka looks like
putting his cock on Ahsoka, bro. I can't unsee it, dude. Next book. Please.
But Ahsoka she looks like a piece of wood. Like she's carved out of wood.
Looks like Chewie's getting into it.
Oh no.
It's terrible.
Yeah. That's a virgin?
Yeah, so there's a trade dress of this, and it covers up a lot of Chewbacca, but this is really bad.
Gaga.
Yeah.
Gaga.
There is a photo variant to this that's actually decent. So.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Yeah. So that is your woe and your blow for November 10th. Let's move on to one of our favorite segments of all time, By the Dip. Starting off with a classic cbsi old school book, the Vader Down #1 Zdarsky variant, up there with that. What was the other book? The C-3PO ARM variant, right?
The Red Arm or whatever it was.
Yeah, this was a tray book back in the day, right? Big tray book.
I think this may have been was this the first 1 in 5,000 variant?
I think so. Or 1 in 499.99 for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I think this may have been. And I remember when this thing came out, I mean, that first 9.8, and I think Trey's first 9.8 may have been the first one that sold, because I think he overnight graded it or something like that. And I think he got a 9.8. This was a 4, like at 9.8, this was like a 3 to 4K. It was like a 3K raw book and like a $4,000 9.8 from like 2018 to 2020. So like for like 3 years, this was pre-pandemic. So this was how much this book was selling for. It sold this week for $300.
Get the
Three-
fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
No, Joe, this is not the one in 1,000. This is the one in 49.99. This is the one in 5,000.
Wow.
Jeez. That is
$300.
Well, that's why people like Buy the Dip, especially if you're looking for this book. But if you own this book and you were trying to flip it, you hate Buy the Dip.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I knew when this book came out that it was super risky. Yeah, I agree. The cover is ugly. You know, it's not. You know, it looks really weird in black and white. The steps look really odd because they're just white. They look like little people laying on their side. You know, with no arms, like little stick people. But see, now you can't unsee that either, can you?
Nope.
They're just like laying there, so it looks really strange as a black and white. But yeah,
that's a rough one, man. That's a rough one for people out there. All right. The Jackson book, though. I always liked the Jackson character, and not very many books with Jackson on it up until this point. There was just a couple of those early books. And I love how Zdarsky thought it'd be funny to bring him back. And Zdarsky has that great sense of humor that I love, and it's great to, see Jackson show up. So the Green Bunny from space. Moving on. And our next Buy the Dip. Spider-Gwen #1, the third print. This is the 2015 series. It's got the cool green cover that has got a little bit of a McClay variant on it now because I use that color green for my, color keying. But as you can see, there it is.
Yep, this one peaked. Let's see here. It was like 100 plus raw. 9/8 sold for like 500 for this, and like it was like not easy to find. Like nobody could find it. I don't know if these things ended up in like Walmart packs or what ended up happening with this. But it sold for $23 raw, and a CGC 9/8 sold for $60.
Wow. That's a good buy, in my opinion.
That's a great fucking buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Aaron were here, I'd tell him to look up how many 9/8s are in the census on that third print. You know what I mean? Like, because there can't be more than a couple of hundred. So, I mean,
yeah.
Wow, man. What was it selling for again?
It peaked at like raws were 100 plus and 9/8s were 500.
Wow. Jeez.
Yep.
That is wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem there, man. Just
It's
a bit.
probably Epic dumping all his comics because he's moving.
This stuff makes me scared to buy anything, like spend money on anything.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm not scared.
Well,
Don't be scared.
don't be
Here,
scared.
give me your money. I'll spend it for you.
Hey, I spent all my money. I ain't got no money left.
Moving on. Our next Buy the Dip book, an old school Scotty Young book, Monsters Club #2 from 2002. Man, this is old school Scotty Young.
Oh yeah, man. I'm in.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this. And Richie kind of found some additional information on this. So initially, I told him, I said initially, so I saw this sold. It sold for $150 this week. I was like, oh man, I want to put that on the almost 10 because that's crazy, $150. Then I looked at the prior sale, it was $315. So it went from $315 to $150. And I was like, oh, I need to switch lists on this. But then Richie found that was it Mile High, you said, Richie?
Mile High, yeah. They had 2 or 3 sales for between what 37 and 50, I think I said, but they were listed as good and very good.
Yeah, so it's hard to tell what the actual value of this is. I've never seen this book. I don't even know who's the publisher on this.
AP Comics.
Is that like
Antarctic Press.
I don't
think
know.
it's Antarctic.
Is it
I think it
Antarctic
had
Press?
something to do with
Okay.
it. When I looked it up,
Early
it had
Antarctic Press?
let me see. Where did I look that up? I thought I saw Antarctic. Autumn Press. Autumn Press. That's what it was. Autumn Press.
I don't even know who. I've never even heard of Autumn Press.
I know. There's actually two volumes, one with 10 issues, and then the mini with 6 issues, and then there's a preview edition from 2002 as well that has a really cool cover for the variant. It's I highly suggest you guys look at it. It's kind of like a anime manga kind of color. It says Monster Club preview on the cover. It's pretty tight.
What is the first Scotty Young appearance? As a matter of fact, let's bring up every week. I got to figure out a way to bring this up. Let's bring up the Beyond Wednesdays list here. Hold on. What's going on here? Hold on.
I don't know. Yeah, Decoy. It from what I could tell, number 1 looks like it might be a Scotty cover too, but it doesn't look. None of these look like Scotty Young, so it's hard to tell. And like you look at it in my comic shop, it doesn't list them. It doesn't list the cover artist, so I'm assuming that it might be, but it's listed really high as well. So I've never seen that series. I don't know if it's just those 2 issues or what. I don't know much about it.
I think the first, I thought the first Scotty Young, I know for Marvel, was Iceman. I don't know if that's him total, but
Let's take a look.
3 or 4 Iceman Icons 2001.
I think it's a Dark Horse Presents book, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Digital Webbing Presents number 1. That's what I remember. Digital Webbing Presents number 1 is his first work and first cover. So if what you guys are looking at right now is the Beyond Wednesdays Comic Creators First list, where anytime we find out a creator first, we put it on the list. It's a living list, and it's available to anybody. The link is in the description and in my link tree. And if you thank you for subscribing to Smiles Davis. And if you guys want to check out this list or add anything to this list, you can just by commenting. There's 5 new comments that I got to go update. So we'll be doing that after the show. So thanks to everybody that does that. It's super, super cool. All right. Moving back. Where did the group go? Hold on here. There we go. We're back.
Back in space.
We're back.
I like this cover.
Hold on. Wrong cover. Like I said, you guys, trying new things. Scotty Young, Monster Club, issue number 2 on Buy the Dip. $150 raw. All right. Next, Incredible Hulk number 92, the First Planet Hulk storyline, right?
This book has seen like the test of time. Like even when I got back into comics, like I guess it was like 2014, maybe something like that. So like 9-10 years ago, people wanted this book, and they pretty much wanted this book at all times.
Yeah.
I mean, I basically had to go back and look at my like old books from when this came out to make sure that I still had it, because I was buying like full runs and stuff at then, and I had it at that time. I was like, sweet, I found it, so this one is peaked. 9/8 of this have peaked several different times over the past 10 years at like 300. A CGC 9/8 sold for the lowest price this week since 2013. Sold for $40 for 9/8.
Wow. This book popped during when Ragnarok dropped.
Mm-hmm.
This book was pretty popular. 3 first appearances as well,
Which was several years ago now.
Yeah, that was 2017, so that's 6 years ago.
Yeah, and it's still been selling for anywhere between 1 and 200 for 9/8. Not this week. $40.
So that's a good buy. I'd do that. I like that.
getting almost the cost of grading.
Yep.
Basically.
The book is almost free.
Yeah.
It was a great series, man. A great storyline. Amazing storyline. This has that variant too. Is it Ed McGuinness variant? I can't remember.
I thought it was McGinnis.
Yeah.
He did a lot of them during that time. So yeah.
Yeah.
Or Pack.
Yeah. So, finally, you guys on Buy the Dip, Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 11, the Jack White cover. This book was, I think this book was like number 1 on the Hot 10 at one point.
You were all over this book pre-FOC. Remember we
Yeah.
did that weekend show on MCM and you were like, if you're not picking up this book, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. When this thing came out, the week it came out, it was selling for $50 to $60 raw. And I remember us talking about this, saying, "Do not spend $50 to $60. Don't do it. Don't spend it." And this thing sold. I can't even count how many copies. This thing sold a ton of copies at that $50 to $60 range. CGC 98 of this sold this week for $22.
Wow.
What?
$22 for a CGC 98. Yep.
What the heck?
I mean, why are you guys shocked? Is this a key? Did something happen? Did it change the course of DC Universe? Like,
That's a great point, man.
No, it was just cool because it was Jack White, and remember we started getting a lot of these musician books, and then you started getting all the actors writing their own books and doing all these things, and several of them, those weeks that they came out, they were selling really well, and we just kept saying,
A little too high.
yeah, too high. Don't spend your money, but
I remember Brian saying at the beginning, he's like, if you play that FOC spec game and you didn't jump on this book for discount off cover, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah,
Crack
people
up.
love these type of books whenever they have their favorite rock stars or musicians on them, that's for sure. We had the Paul McCartney book, the Biggie book, the Eminem book, this. There was another one too, not too long ago, right? I can't remember who it was, but
yeah, but this one was kind of a little different because he drew it. So it wasn't
Exactly.
just the fact that he wasn't on it; it was the fact that he drew it.
and they did a second printing of this that was a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, different color, I think, or something, right?
I don't know if it was color or a different. I think Batman was there, a real Batman instead of the pearls, the one thing with the pearls, the gimp suit.
Was that what it was?
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember.
I still think this is a cool cover. And definitely, I'd pick it up for a cheap price. That's
For
sure.
$20 bucks.
Yes, yes,
Definitely.
all day, every day.
It's funny. What's funny too is that $22. That was the sale price. The shipping on it was like $4.
Oh,
So the guy even lost on shipping. So he literally sold this for $26. It was what, 12 or 13 now to ship, like with the USPS prices going sky high. So it cost him $13 to ship it. He only got 26 minus his fees. Like he may have made like $3 off of this in like money in his pocket, plus the cost of the book, and then so he basically just gave CGC some money.
wow. Well, excellent. Buy the dip this week, you guys. We had the Zdarsky book. We had the Spider-Gwen third print. We had the Monsters Club #2 Scotty Young and the Planet Hulk. And rounding it out, the World's Finest Jack White cover. Make sure you guys check out the link below to Richie's YouTube channel, Spec Media, where he does a show called Buy the Dip, where he goes over these books and other books that are worth looking at for low prices. So very interesting stuff. You've been doing a good job with that lately, man.
Thank you.
By the way, if
Thanks, Aaron,
you guys are super lazy and don't want to jump over to Richie's site, you can always find those videos on the House of Stein YouTube channel in the playlist. Just go to House of Stein YouTube channel, scroll down, you'll see the Spec Media playlist, and those revert back to Richie's channel so he at least gets the views. So make sure you guys check out all the great content that Richie's putting out over there. So
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that.
good stuff. All right, you guys, you know what's coming up next. Let's get into the Almost 10. Starting off with another Tony Fleece book. This is a book that we talked about on FOC a few weeks ago. We talked about it on New Comic Book Day this week. Dark Ride, what is this? The 1 in 25.
25.
Yeah.
Wow.
Number 9, 1 in 25, the Cinderella homage. And it's also got like a Where the Wild Things homage type thing going too in the bottom there, which I love.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think these have done this almost every month. These Dark Rides. I don't think there's that many places ordering 25 copies. And so like the first few sell for decent, like this one sold for 40. But then like nobody pays kind of attention after that. It's really weird.
Yeah,
So
it is.
That's
Is
spec.
anybody reading this? Is anybody reading this story?
I am not. I am not reading this, no.
No, man, but that's a great cover, man.
It's beautiful. He always does good job on his variants, man. He's always
Yeah,
all of
he does.
Tony's covers, period, all his art are great, but he kills it on those variants. Starting off with that, remember that Spider-Man variant he did that had that vintage look in it back in the day, and
Yeah.
oh man, he's just
Yeah, he did one for Jessica Jones too, right? Something like that.
so.
He did a Jessica Jones variant.
Nice.
In San Diego this year at the Bad Idea party, Tony was there, and I saw him. I ran over to him. I was like, "Oh man, what's up, brother?" And he's like, "Dude, you got to see these covers that I got coming up." And he showed me these, and they were absolutely amazing, man. Absolutely amazing. And I was like, "Oh man, it's gonna be hard keeping my mouth shut for a while." But here you go, absolutely gorgeous. And he was, when an artist is stoked over. Like super stoked to show people like, oh man, check this out. They're gonna be freaking good. So very, very cool.
He's doing a really good job too on the Disney stuff. You know what I mean? Like he's really, I mean, he puts emphasis on the character, but I love how he puts like the homage of just how iconic Disneyland is in all the backgrounds.
Yeah.
I
Is
think
that like
that's
this? Is the house behind there? Is that like an homage to
I think it's an
House of
homage to
Secrets?
I thought
The
it was
House of Secrets
Cinderella.
too?
Maybe. I don't
That
know.
kind of does look like it, right?
Maybe. Yeah. Because the clock is going. She's about to turn into a pumpkin. See the clock up there turning midnight.
Yeah, it's almost like a collab of both.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Good call.
And that's what I've seen, like where they'll take an homage, two different homages, and collab them together to see if you can guess where they're pulling from, right? Because you got the Disney thing going, and then you've got the House of Secrets thing going.
Yeah.
You could tell it was just inspired by about two or three things.
Well,
Or I guess it could be El Macho from Despicable Me 2. His house was all the way up on that hill.
Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah. It's a good. It's Fleeks brings it on this cover, man. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
speaking of Tony, let's just double it up. I mean, he's killing everything, so might as well throw him on here twice. Moving on to Harrower, issue number 1. This is the Boom Studios exclusive Tony Fleece cover. This is creepy, dude. Holy cow. A head in a bag with a doll being stabbed. What is going on here, man? It's got that old 80s horror poster.
I'm out.
Yeah, this one is like this one's hard to look at.
Hey,
Like,
bro.
I know it's a doll, but still, it doesn't necessarily look like a doll. It's just
Hey, it's gonna be okay, Tony. Let's talk, bro. It's gonna be all right, man.
That's good shit, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what this one's selling for like 25. I have no idea what. I think the buy-in on those Boom exclusives, I think was $19.99. I think, but I'm not 100% sure because I didn't buy any of them, so I don't know what people are spending or if they got a discount or anything like that. But
Yeah.
Are we freezing? Is the internet messing up again? I hope it's not. I hope.
No, it doesn't seem like
Okay.
it. I'm watching the YouTube. It's
Okay,
doing
good. I saw a shout out to, I think it was Kreider that said, "Are we freezing, or is it just him?" Or somebody said we're freezing. So I hope not. Let us know. Yeah, Brian's Comic Garage says, "Are they freezing up, or is it just me?" Hopefully, it's just you this time, because I'm about ready to walk down to my internet service provider and start throwing some punches. Yeah. But
so T Jones is saying, is this not a doll?
it looks like a
Is
doll.
that a real baby?
That
Is
doesn't
that a
look
real
like a real
fucking
baby.
baby?
That's not a real baby.
Bro, that better not be a real fucking baby.
That doll's eyes are popping out of his head.
Yeah.
That looks fake as fuck.
I mean, wouldn't a baby's eyes pop out of its head if you were stabbing it?
I don't want to
don't
know about
know.
that.
I don't know.
Fucking creepy.
Okay,
bro.
I can't even. Now I can't even look at this cover. I have no
Now-
idea what's going on. I can't even look at it.
Now I'm thinking of Starface Man eating that baby. Jesus.
Oh,
God, man.
that was a crazy cover too. Holy shit.
It's like, hey, Hood, this is Tony, please. Oh, it's the guy who kills babies on the covers.
Kidding.
Oh.
Sorry.
How much is this selling for, Stein?
25.
Out the gate. Nice. All right. Moving on to the next book on the Almost 10. Mitch, issue number 1, the foil 1 in 25. Now, this series looks great. We talked about it, I think, on Comic Man Andy's new comic book week, Comic News Weekly episode the other night. We talked about the story, and it sounds like a cool, fun comic book. And this cover is very interesting. This is a Scout Comics issue number 1, and I would love to hold this in the hand and see how it looks. It's a spot foil, right?
So it's actually the one where it's the blue dude.
Oh,
Where it looks like because it's the 1 in 25. It's where he looks like what's his name? Jake Gyllenhaal from what was that movie? He was had those bunny ears or whatever.
Donnie Darko.
Donnie
Donnie Darko.
All right, let me
Yeah.
take a
Yeah.
look here. So I'm going to Mitch, number 1. Let's bring this up for everybody here.
It's a cool cover.
Mitch, number 1. This one right here?
No, he's blue, so it's not even listed there.
Yeah, they don't even have it listed. That's interesting.
They've got that one twice. But
Yeah, that's why I put it. All right, let's take a look here. Shout out to Cover Price. They're doing so good that they forgot. Shout out to Scout Comics. Look at this. You could buy it. Is it still available?
there you go.
It's crazy.
Add to cart.
$25, you guys. If you guys want to buy it, here you go. I'll drop a little thing in the chat for anybody that wants to check it out.
What do you guys think about these websites doing this, putting the incentives on their website? When doesn't that take away? I mean, like, it seems like that takes away business from LCSs.
Man, I don't know how I feel about it today. 10 years ago, I would say so, but that's changed so much about how many LCSs are getting variants, and a lot of LCSs, especially smaller ones, aren't even buying enough covers of or copies of this book to get the variants, I would think. But I could be wrong about that.
That looks like a tough 9/8.
Yeah.
All black, and then just the dude is
Yeah,
Foil.
it looks like a fucking
foil.
Tron variant, dude.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
this is a cool aliens book too. So for all you UFO and aliens fans like myself, this is going to be an interesting read. So keep an eye.
Is that why
on
the
it.
cactus and the UFO, like for the desert for Arizona?
Yep.
That's tight.
Yep.
That's tight.
So, how much did you say this was selling for, Stein?
30.
30. So there you go. If you guys want to make $5,
Or buy it for 25.
yeah, yeah. So, all right. Next on the almost 10. Oh, one of my favorite all-time books. I love these holofoil, holochrome variants from back in the early 2000s. Fathom number 12, the Michael Turner cover with Witchblade and Fathom, and it is a beautiful holofoil variant. It looks gorgeous in hand.
Yeah, this one tied an all-time high this week. A CGC 9.8 sold for $180. I don't know how many are there of this. Usually, like my comic shop says.
That's a great question, and I don't know the answer to.
What is that? Fathom 12? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Let me see if it says on my comic shop. Usually they'll tell.
Believe it or not, I think I have that.
Does not say. It just says limited edition hollow foil cover.
Wow.
Does not say a print run.
One available.
What's the all-time high for this then?
180. It tied it this week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I guess I should grab this one for 65 then, huh?
Do it.
65 raw.
Yeah. Saying 9.4 near Matt.
Pick it up.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Love those holofoil, love the holochromes. Maybe I wish they would start using that technology now instead of the dull foil
Just foil,
bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, you had that refractor look to it, and it changes the whole
Yes, it does.
look of it.
Yeah, because
What's up, Thorough?
I know the orange reflects from that book at the orange and yellow, and it pops on that book.
Hell yeah. Yeah, shout out to Thoro, Decor. Shout out to my homie Kyle, my boy, who is not fired. Quit asking him if he's fired. He can't be fired. He's the OG. He created that shit. 204 watching live.
What's up, Thorough?
Craziness going on in the comic book world over the last couple weeks, and more drama to come, I imagine, just like every other week. Maybe tomorrow we might drop a little bit of a comic book drama alert information. But that being
If not, we'll start some shit with somebody. You know what I mean? We'll just make something up and start some shit.
moving on the almost 10. This is an interesting one too. Virtua Fighter number 1, the gold logo, quote unquote, limited to 50,000.
Yeah, I'm gonna call BS on this one.
So am I. Yeah.
Yeah, so CGC 9.0 of this sold for $2,750. There is no way that's real, right?
Bullshit, dude.
Man, last time I've heard Ben say that was a long time.
Yeah,
I love that Sega. I love the Sega Saturn logo on there, dude.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, and it's a Marvel book at the same time. Was this a giveaway? What was this? I don't know much about it.
I think it just had to do straight with the Sega Saturn. I think it might have. I think it may have come with the game when you bought the Sega Saturn game. Maybe, I don't know. What's funny is I never had a Sega Saturn. That came after the Sega CD, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sega CD was the last one that I bought before.
Was it the Saturn
Sega
that had the Rogue Squadron game, I think? Or was that the Sega CD? I can't remember. God damn it. I'm getting old.
Let's see if we can find a little bit more information on this. All right. Virtua Fighter issue 1 is a one-shot comic. Was released by Marvel on August 1st, 1995. Doesn't say anything else. Let's see here.
You think of that. If this was really printed at 50,000, this would be like number 2 on Comicron right now. Like for the week. I mean, this is like a huge print run.
Special limited edition premiere issue. Wow, that's interesting. So, yeah, the limited edition premiere issue is this issue. And then there was a second printing that they did a month later. So this is the first printing. That's weird, man. I would love to find out if this was like a promo copy or something, because those are my favorite type of books, especially if they're involved with a game.
It would almost have to be to have sold for $27.50 if that was like a legit sale. I mean, there's no way a book with a print run of 50,000 is going to sell for that.
Yeah.
I just bought one for $2.50.
The 50,000 one?
Well, there's only one to choose from on my comic shop, and they had one to choose from.
Wow. Yeah, that's probably got some little fuckery going on there, but it is still a cool book to know about. I've never heard about this book, that's for sure. Yeah.
Well, I like anything that looks or resembles Street Fighter. So.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Next on the Almost 10. This one's interesting. Another Scotty Young book. This is the Vision Director's Cut #1, the Scotty Young Marvel Babies black and white variant from 2017. I've never seen
what
this.
was different? What was different in the director's cut from just regular Vision #1?
See the green border around it that looks like a
no, I mean like
microchip?
I mean like in the guts. I mean, did they add anything to the book or take anything away, or what's the difference?
Who knows? I didn't look.
I didn't either.
From what I understood from director's cuts is it was a reprint with some kind of added stuff that didn't make the first print.
Maybe a script or
chat. Tell me if I'm close or if I'm way off. Or comments. I appreciate it.
The only thing I remember from Vision 1 is it had a preview in there of something. Remember that it had Vision 1 had a preview, didn't it?
2012. 2012, right?
Yeah. Didn't it have a preview?
2017
of something in there.
America Chavez or something.
Or maybe Vision 1 was previewed somewhere else. I can't remember. There was something to do with a preview, but I've never seen this one either. But it sold for $50. It had been like a $20 to $25 book, so people already knew about it, but it sold for $50. So,
Mag Daddy has a question. He says, let's see here. He says, so what is the criteria that distinguishes a book from being on the almost 10 to the top 10?
So the almost 10 will generally kind of encompass like new releases that may only had like 1 or 2 sales, but are not really that much. Like if it's a variant, might not be that much above ratio, and had like 1 sale or 2 sales or something. But at least it's okay. It's not like a 1 in 25 that's selling for $12. It might be selling for 30. Or
maybe like a real obscure rare book that just boom hit the market and sold for a lot, kind of.
Right, sold for a lot, but nobody really knows about. So we're going to talk about it, but it doesn't necessarily, just because it's kind of like they're like one-offs. Just kind of to bring, again, what we want to do is make this as fun as possible, and I think that's probably what most people like about some of these things that I put on here, is that we're talking about books that nobody else really is talking about or even considering,
or even
I think
about.
it just is, or even knows about. So I think it just makes it more fun. I think if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I want it to have like legitimate reasons for it, but the whole goal of us doing this is not to just be robots and just put out facts. That's boring, and it's not really anything to talk about. I could do that by myself and just put out put out some random thing every week if I wanted to, but
You
that's
could just
not,
go
that's
and
no
take
fun.
you could go and take screenshots of cover price and put them up on your screen.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's no fun.
Yeah.
So
So, I agree. I love the Almost 10. And our next book on the Almost 10, it's not even a book. It's the Comic Shop News number 260. Now, if you guys don't know what the Comic Shop News is, Comic Shop News was like a newspaper type pamphlet that was put out that looks like a comic size, but when you open it up, it's big and it kind of turns around and you look at it, you read it like a newspaper, old school. I have a couple of them. I have the Comic Shop News where it's got the the preview of the Alex Ross Joker Harley cover on it. And there's some great Comic Shop Newses out there. And this is one I've never seen. And there's up until recently, there hasn't been very many comic collectibles with Michelle Pfeiffer in the Catwoman suit to buy. And here's one.
they're still giving out these Comic Shop News things, aren't they?
I don't know. Are they?
I mean, it's been a long time since I've been in a store,
It's
but
still
I feel like they
published.
still shove them.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
one of my
feel like they
polls.
still throw them out.
One of my polls. She was here, but she's back. Yeah, she always in my box. She always puts a new one in there. Or if I miss 2 weeks, she'll put the last 2 weeks.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Shouts
so
to Coy.
this one is old, right? This one's really old.
Oh yeah.
But
92.
I mean, yeah, 92. And I would say most of us just throw these away because it's just like a newspaper. So I would say that very few of these. But if you were to keep this one, that would be a cool one to keep. And it sold for $50 this week. So if you kept this free newspaper for the last 30 years, you made like $1.50 a year. So good for you.
That's awesome. I wonder if they grade these. Can you get these graded? That'd be cool.
We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
Didn't we talk about that when that Spider-Man New York paper came out?
Yes.
And would
Yeah.
they grade the Spider-Man New York paper?
Man, we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to. I've got a couple bat signals out to Matt Nelson and CGC. I just haven't heard back from him yet, so that'll be another question I'll add to the list. Comic Shop News getting graded. They got to be pretty damn minty to grade these things. So.
Hey, there's some of those old school comic shops that have been there for decades. And they still have, like I've went in them before.
Stacks.
They've still got stacks of these. They've still got stacks of previews. They never got rid of them. They just stack them up. Like there's probably some of those Spawn preview books, or, all the Miles previews that are out there that sell for really good money. They're probably just sitting in these old store stacks in their warehouse or something like that. Yep.
So good shit. All right, moving on. Next, Thanos issue number 1. This is is it Kunkka Virgin variant? The artist, his name, he goes by Kunkka. Is it Kunkka? I might be messing that up.
I feel stupid saying.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say Kendrick Lim.
Yeah, Kendrick Lim. Yeah,
because it sounds stupid.
Yeah, for when
No
you're
offense
not
to
saying
Kendrick
it
Lim.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys like this?
I'm not a fan of this, man. It's good, but I'm just personally not a fan. I love the A cover by Linnell Francis Yu. I think it's one of the most beautiful covers, and it's a way. It should, if anything, I'm glad it's the A cover, but they could have made that the 1 in 25, and it would have skyrocketed. And now I'm sure there's going to be a 1 in 25 second print of that Linnell Francis Yu that's going to be on the list, in a few weeks. But man, that A cover, the way he's angry and it's got the skulls in the background behind them. But there's also that gorgeous, is it Mark Brooks? Who did the homage one to the original Infinity Gauntlet? Maybe it was Noto. I think it was Noto. But this isn't terrible. It's not bad. I'm just not a biggest fan of it as I am with the Linnell Francis Yu and the Phil Noto one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is a 1 in 100, the Virgin. So this is, you can get with the trade dress for cover price because I think it's the A cut. Is it the B cut? Maybe it's the B cover of this. I'm not sure, whichever it is, but you can get it for cover price. But This version is 100 and a quarter. So I don't see that anybody's
Anybody
gonna go
read
crazy.
issue 1?
I haven't read it yet. No. Well, I will. Though.
I mean, I picked it up and then I put it back.
I think it's gonna be
And then-
cool. It's him taking on the Illuminati, so I think that's gonna be cool. And he's coming back
Yeah.
for something.
Yeah, there's like some new version of the Illuminati in the guts of this book. So.
Mm-hmm. So, all right, what is this selling for?
125.
Ooh, wow.
But it's a 1 in 100, so it's not like it's crazy over ratio.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This is a fun one for everybody out there. They're wondering, why is this on the list? Wildcats issue number 1 from 1992. The classic Jim Lee comic book team. A lot of first appearances in this, like 10 first appearances in this. Of course, Grifter, Voodoo, all those characters you see there. And first appearance of the Wildcats team, right? Mondo.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily the fact of this book, because 9/8 of this still only sell for like $40-$50. So it's not really that big of a deal.
Even newsstands are like what, like $150 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But this week, ACGC 99 sold for $875.
Wow.
Now, would you put an $800 premium from going from a 9/8 to a 9/9?
I don't know. Was it a Comic Tom's copy?
It was definitely.
Does he have a 9/9?
It was definitely a warehouse find, I imagine.
I just love Joe, dude. He makes me laugh. He's just like in his own world. He just goes off the mic and laughs and chuckles.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've wondered about these 9/9s and the premiums that people pay for some of these 9/9s.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like to me, like these 9/9s, like I've seen 9/8s look better than some of the 9/9s I've seen. And to me, it's like, whose dick did you suck to get that 9/9, bro? Like, I still don't get it, man. Like, they should not grade anything a 9/9 or a 10, dude. It's just a fucking 9/8, and that's it, dude.
I like Wildcats. Is it issue number 11 that they also have that silver chromium cover? It's first appearance of Mr. Majestic. I love that Mr. Majestic character, man. Super cool character.
Is it 12 or is it 11? 12's first full. So I was
First
just
full,
wondering.
yeah. Yeah, maybe it's 12.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it too.
Yeah. So, well, there you go, you 9/9 fans. There's that great IG channel called the 9/9 Newsstand that is one of the great IG accounts.
Oh, that's
out
my
there.
buddy. He's cool as shit.
Hell yeah.
I want to
dude.
check that out.
Yeah. Great IG.
Have you guys ever got a 9/9 besides on?
No.
No, I got
I've
a
never
10 on that Batman Dick book.
Oh, Batwang? The
Yeah,
Batman.
the Batawang.
Yeah.
I got a 10 on that was the only 10 I've ever gotten.
Yeah, but there was at least like 40 or 50 10s, right?
Yeah, but at least
Yeah.
I got a 10 though.
Yeah,
man,
that's
you
true.
know?
That's true.
I thought it was king shit. I got a fucking 10.
I got a 10-inch Batwang.
Dude, I got that video somewhere, probably on my old phone, man. I was like, I fucking got a 10.
Yeah.
No, I think I called CGC and they had taken forever to ship my books. And I go, hey, can you tell me what my grade is? Please. I like fucking begging like a little kid. And they go, okay, Batman Damned 10.0. Yeah! I must have scared the shit out of her, dude. They're all okay.
Thank you.
They go, okay, sir.
By the way, I gotta throw a big thank you and much love to AOA, who's always just doing such a great job as a moderator, and not just our shows, but multiple comic book content community shows. He's just an amazing part of this community, and we can't thank him enough for what he does. One of the best. So we love you, AOA. All right. Moving on. Now, this is one that I can't find anything about it. I think it's a Patreon book. It's Rags, the self-published series. Number 4, the Brian Shearer G.I. Joe homage from 2018. And I couldn't even find a picture of it other than the one Stein got from wherever he saw it.
Yeah, and I think this one looks good. Like, first of all, like if you remember the most of the Rags covers, like she was like always like in like had like nothing on. Like she's actually got like
Clothes
full
on.
full uniform on this.
Mm-hmm.
And it almost kind of looks like she's like Tomb Raider-ish.
Scarlet.
It's kind of like yeah, it's kind of like but I mean it's kind of like I got a Tomb Raider feel, like she's in a cave or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I think it was well done. I probably should know who Brian. Should I know who Brian Shearer is?
I don't know who. I've never heard of him either. But,
Okay, because I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know anything about him. So, but yeah, old Rags, still out there, still selling. I know it is crazy. I've still never. I don't think I've ever owned any Rags issue.
No.
Ever. I think maybe I bought like one of like issue like 6 from like the Antarctic Press. Like I saw it on the shelf and I was like, ooh, I should probably get this because everybody wants Rags. They're awesome. Yeah. But a CGC 9.8 of this sold this week for $340. So it still is selling.
Wow.
I suggest anybody try to find more information on this book. Good luck. Have fun.
Really?
Yeah, it's tough. Unless I was looking in the wrong places, man. I couldn't find this.
I couldn't find. I tried to find another picture too. I had to go back to the listing to actually find a picture of this, and that's like a picture from the listing because I couldn't find it anywhere else.
It looks like you're holding the book under a glass table and then taking a picture in the mirror.
I just screenshotted from what was on the whatever was there. I just snipped it, but
yeah, this guy has Brad Selden makes a great comment because Brian Shearer has quite a few. He's doing a lot of the new G.I. Joe stuff, so be on the lookout. Yeah, and he's also doing a lot of the new Transformers stuff. So I mean, that's kind of cool. This is a G.I. Joe thing he did in 2018, and now he's doing new G.I. Joe stuff.
Hell yeah.
So
very cool.
Yep.
I like it.
All right. Next, Sonic the Hedgehog, issue number 290 from 2016. There is a newsstand and I think, I don't know if it's a ratio variant, but there is a variant to this, but there's also a newsstand copy of this. I don't know if there's a first appearance in this or not, but
it's last issue.
Okay.
Which really sucks when you think about it because they got all the way up to 290 and then they stop.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, well, because
really?
it's Archie. Archie was publishing it. It was his last of Archie's.
I know, but how lame is that? Like, just
10 more.
At least get it to 300. Yeah, at least get it to 300 and then send it off to a different. Then send it off to IDW or whoever. But
yeah,
gosh, 290 really? It's like who is it that in the home run, like his career home runs, like Fred McGriff or something, ended up like 499 or something like that. Like,
or Dave Winfield.
Yeah, I mean, just play. I don't care. You're 90 years old. Just go out there and just swing away, just to get one more to make it that even number.
It's like that movie Mr. 3000 with Bernie Mac.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
where they went and corrected his stats, and he actually had like 2,990 hits or something.
Yeah, that was awesome.
But yeah, this must be a tough one for a last issue because a CGC 9.8 of this sold this week for $450.
Wow. Not bad.
It's a cool cover. It reminds me of like Flash of Two Worlds.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
I bet you they were trying to homage that. I wouldn't be surprised. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Almost 10. Thanks for hanging out. You guys can come hang out with me tomorrow night and every Saturday night over on Beyond Wednesdays for our Modern Comic Mayhem show. That is definitely the place for craziness and mayhem Always some fun stuff, dark humor, and a lot of laughing as we talk about nostalgia, collectibles, comic books, and whatever else we can think of that's going to make us laugh. Come hang out with us tomorrow night for Modern Comic Mayhem. Let's get into it, you guys. The list.
Yeah.
Here we go. Starting off with our honorable mention, The Tormented, issue number 1 from 1954. Look at that cover. What a great freaking cover that is, man.
Yeah, it is a real. I love the cover too. And it's shocking, and it's eerie, both. I like how she's trying to reason with two skeleton people.
Yeah, she doesn't look that scared.
Like, no, I'm not dead.
No, stop,
not.
please.
Please stop. No,
Don't tear off my clothes, please.
Yeah, so this one must be not that easy to find. I did not have my Gerber books to look to see what this was on the scarcity index. But a CGC 5.0 sold for $2,300. But I wanted to point out that in 2003, I need to like go time machine on this. Somebody bought a CGC 6.0 for $90.
This is the Hollister model variant cover.
Yeah, this one's crazy. Again, what was it? What was it a couple weeks ago that somebody was saying 54 books were not pre-code horror? Obviously, this is. They're not golden age or something like that because they're after 52 or 51 or something like that. Mm-hmm. Obviously, this is a golden age. This is PCH. So
this is a Laura book. She collects blondes in red dresses.
Nice.
Shout out Bird City.
Amen.
Full moon cover.
Yep.
Skulls.
Witches. Graveyard.
Hands.
Yeah, I mean it's got all kinds of stuff on this thing.
Yeah, this is a great cover. Beautiful. Love to own one of these. What'd you say it sold for?
$2,300 for a CGC 5.
Wow. Not bad. Gotta love those golden age book prices, man. Moving on to the modern honorable mention. Punisher issue number 1, the new series. This is the Miko Suyan 1 in 100 Virgin variant that came out this week, and I'm very interested to hear from Punisher fans what they think about this series once it gets going. I was talking to Comic Man Andy about it on Tuesday, and he didn't sound too thrilled about it. So we'll see. I'll never understand why they decide to take Frank Castle away from being Punisher, right?
So it is a new Punisher.
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's what I thought. I have to read that now tonight when we're done.
Well, didn't Frank Castle punish all the people he needed to punish?
It's like a revolving list.
I'm gonna punish you.
So this is what was it? A couple weeks ago we were talking about like what series like how has had like the most reboots or restarts, number ones. And Punisher may be, I think this is volume 13 or 14.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's ridiculous. And that's probably not even including like some of the offshoots.
The magazine,
the one shots, the twos. Yeah, I feel you.
That doesn't count. It was a one shot.
So the new Punisher is Joe Garrison, an ex-Shield assassin. Yeah.
We can make all the Marvel heroes Punishers.
Maybe
they're
punish you.
And they are literally sticking to not going back to that old Punisher, the classic Punisher logo, right?
Which is stupid because it's one of the best logos of all time.
Dude, seriously, it's iconic. And maybe they're trying to get away from that whole, like you were saying, maybe they're trying to get the whole Frank Castle image into the War Machine stuff.
I
or
love
another character.
Rhino Versus says, Mr. Garrison from South Park.
Mhm. I mean,
What
it
did
all
you say?
started
What did
when
you
they
say?
changed his emblem.
I always love that. What is that South Park? What did you say? What did you say? And he pulls out the fucking megaphone. You can lick my balls, Mr. Garrison, or something like that. Oh man, 1 in
But it all,
100s.
it all started when Punisher they redid the emblem, right? How bad was the new emblem? It was horrible.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
stupid.
glad Frank Castle's no longer a part of that fucking piece of shit.
think Frank Castle said, "No, I don't want to be a part of this."
Yeah. That's rough. Well,
But this looks nice. The cover looks nice.
it's not terrible. It's funny how they shadow out his face. It's a new character. We don't want to show his face. Like
Yeah, he kind of
Ultimate
looks like
Fallout
Frank,
4.
but it's not.
The second print's gonna show his face now. So
Can't wait.
yeah. All right, let's get into the list. Starting off on the 10 spot this week, Gods issue 2 from Marvel. This is the Mike Del Mundo Virgin 1 in 100, and I gotta be honest, this is not a good cover.
Is that Gore the God Butcher?
I can't tell. I couldn't tell what it was when I first saw it, but man, it
Is
doesn't
it like
even look
a
good with
is
the
he
trade dress.
is he holding like a glass gun and he's looking down the barrel of a glass gun?
Oh man,
Because that's what it looks like to me. This is
well,
Oh,
this
man.
God series is supposed to be a big deal, and a lot of people were talking about that first issue. So it's supposed to have a lot of weight behind it, story wise. We'll see. If anybody's
That's
reading this,
her,
let us know.
Mia, right? Is that Mia on the front, the Magic Girl? That's her first
Yeah.
appearance in this book. Does this book have to do with like Sorcerer Supremes and stuff? Because I ordered it and I haven't read it. I've ordered all the variants for this issue too, so I'm pretty pumped it's on here. But,
that and the X-Men, right? Isn't it supposed to have
yeah.
something to do with the X-Men too?
something like that. Yeah.
what is the because it's not just like it's an acronym. So what does it stand for?
All right, let me tell you. Gods. Good or evil, tell gods in store this fall. Hold on. Here we go. Jonathan Hickman reinvents the cosmology. What does it say? The cosmology of the Marvel Universe. What happens when the powers that be meet the natural order of things? The infinite detente between the natural order of things and the powers that be nears an end. Old acquaintances are reunited during a Babylon event. The Lion of Wolves throws the worst parties. Don't look under the table. There's a John Wilkes Booth penny on the ground. This enormous exercise first issue features Doctor Strange, who, while not boring at all, is easily the most boring person in the book. What type of... That was terrible.
It's
on
sorcerer shit.
A John
this-
Wilkes Booth penny. That sounds cool.
This character is on a cover in the first issue. So I don't know if it's
Maybe
necessarily-
Mia's on cover because she's on. There's multiple women on multiple covers, so I know she's at least on.
So did an
one or two
X-Men
covers.
kill Abraham Lincoln?
What?
Yeah, I don't understand that. Yeah,
Because John Wilkes Booth is on the penny.
yeah.
Oh god! Oh,
We're gonna change history here.
Wow! It's a cool cover though. Cool cover. I'm definitely gonna read it.
What if anybody's in the chat's reading this?
Hey,
Let us know.
John's box comics. He said this book makes me feel sad inside.
Uh,
Oh my god! I got a new friend, bro.
hey, you're first. Good for you.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that was fun.
How much is this selling for?
125.
Oh man, I definitely wouldn't pay that for that. This is gonna be a buy the dip
No,
tomorrow.
125.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck that.
yeah. Well, we'll see. All right, could be an interesting character in 2 years. Moving on to number 9 this week. You knew it was going to be here. Daredevil issue number 9. First appearance of Maya Lopez. The Echo trailer was so good that it turned Red Hood into an Echo fan.
I hope it's good. I hope the show is as good as the trailer was.
Oh, it looks good.
I mean, is it Echo or is it Kingpin?
Kingpin.
The reason why it looked good.
Yes, you're right. Kingpin. You're
Okay,
100% right.
because
Yeah.
you still got the same Echo. Okay. You
I don't
know what I'm
necessarily
saying?
think, but I don't think she was bad. I don't think she was
I
bad
thought she was good.
before.
She's good. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no problem with her at all. I'm just trying to figure out how that is going to translate into a show
Yeah. This like D-level character putting all
Bro,
this
when they
this
show
equity
King-
with
behind it.
with
He
no
can't
with
stand
no
all
with no
bloody.
dialogue. That's gonna be
Right.
tough.
Yeah, I hear
I mean,
you.
I actually applaud them for trying it because I'm not sure. I mean, I'm trying to think. Is there any other show where a headliner is?
Obscure.
I mean, like can't hear. I
The
mean,
book that this is
Oh,
going to affect,
yeah,
that
I hear
show
you.
is going to affect ASM 50. Now, if Kingpin is what they showed in that trailer all the way through that series, that ASM 50 is going to like. I mean, it's already a banger. You know what I mean?
It's a
Yeah.
classic, yeah. I love this book. I love this part of the series. I love
Yeah.
Maya Lopez in the comics. That these David Mack covers are just gorgeous. Yeah, man. Awesome stuff. I mean, this book was at prices that were just absolutely ridiculous for a long time. So I don't ever think we're going to see those prices again
Right.
of this book, but it's still a great book.
yeah, this thing had fallen off. I mean, because it. I mean, what 9/8 of this got to like 500-600?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No more, even more than that.
way
like
more,
a
way more.
thousand.
Was it more
yeah.
than that?
Yeah, they were.
They had dropped. They had dropped all the way down to 180, and got a little bit of a bump this week. Like 9/8s are like 250, 260 ish. Raws went from like 50 to 75 back up to 75 to 100. So it's not like a huge bump, but at least it kind of stopped the bleeding. Yeah, I mean, I remember buying this. I was actually I think it was my trip in Rochester. It might have been because it was in January. It was right after Hawkeye had been out. So I bought this on the shelf, and I mean, I think I paid. I thought I was like, man, I got a good deal on this because then I think I paid like $75 for it for Raw, and I was like, oh, that's a good deal.
I feel like the first 50 some odd issues of this run are about her and her inner circle. Somehow there's like, I feel like every other issue there's some kind of origin about her. And does Maya Lopez become Echo in Daredevil 9, or does she
No.
become
Next
Oh, yeah,
11.
okay.
I think it's 11.
11,
Yeah.
yeah.
11? Okay.
And 10's the best cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
By
Yes.
far. By far. Well, there we go. If you have this book and you've been waiting to sell it, maybe now's the time. If you don't have this book and you want to buy it, now is not the time. It will fall again once this show is over. Probably before the show is over. So, all right. Moving on to the 8th spot this week. Another old school, Astonishing X-Men number 4, first appearance of Armor.
Yeah, I don't really know much about this or what is. I mean, this basically was like a cover price book. Now it's selling for like 10 to 15. You guys, I'm sure, know more about this than I do.
I love the
Well-
Armor character. It's one of my favorite characters in X-Men. I love the design, the look. It's a great character. But I don't know.
Does it astonish you?
The psionic exoskeleton.
Yeah. It's badass looking, that's for sure. Is she supposed to show up in some MCU thing that's coming out? Is that what we're hearing?
Well, I'm reading that this book popped because of speculation she's showing up in the upcoming Ultimate X-Men series,
Okay.
which that's a comic, correct?
Yeah, it's new. It just started. They're doing the redoing the Ultimate Universe.
So they're putting emphasis on this character, and like we always say, read the tea leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Might be one to watch. I wouldn't buy it now, but might definitely one to watch. And like Brian said, he knows a lot about these astonishing X-Men characters. He likes this character.
I love this run. Classic run. Joss Whedon and John Cassidy this was the book everybody was talking about for the whole run, the entire run. And ignited the love for X-Men in a big way when this was coming out. Man, I remember those early covers. This was one of my all-time favorite X-Men runs for sure, up there with the Morrison run.
Somebody put Grover hands on Beast. Oh, that was John's box comics.
That's pretty good.
This one you can probably find in back issue bins for cover price or less.
For sure.
Yeah. Yep. So, all right. Moving on to the 7 spot this week. Another new book, another 1 in 100. What If Dark Tomb of Dracula, #1, the Art Germ Virgin 1 in 100. Beautiful cover. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. This is the Art Germ we all know and love.
The Marvel reps must have been trying to get like a year-end quota because they had like 1 in 100s for like so many books that came out this week. So they must have had some kind of quota they had to meet before before end of November or something like that for year-end numbers or something. That's the only thing I can think of, because why else would you have so many 1 in 100s? This one's like 125 to 135. I think it probably is just because, one, it's Art Germ, and two, I don't think it's the greatest. Looks kind of wooden.
Wooden.
I love it. I think it looks great. This is
I think it's good.
Yeah, way better than a lot of
stuff.
It
looks AI, bro.
Dude, that middle,
I'm just playing.
That middle slit there is fucking
I was trying to
sexy,
make Ben
dude.
mad again. Hey, you watch your mouth, Red Hood.
I mean, what I'm saying is like there it doesn't look. It looks like it's really staged. There doesn't look like much motion. Even though it's not
smoke and everything. Yeah.
So AKA wooden. Okay, we got
not woody.
It'll give you the wood.
No, not that. Sheesh. This is what I feel like my daughter, like whenever I say something stupid in front of my daughter's friends, this is I feel like the look she's giving me. Like, oh, Dad, shut up.
Are you calling us dumb little teenage girls? Oh, thanks.
What was I saying? I don't even remember now. Oh, what if? I mean, I would think the print run on this having 1 in 100.
Yeah,
I don't know if there was there any store variant or like exclusives on this. If not,
was she stabbed in her stomach? You see that slit?
It's awesome, man. It's great.
Okay, it's like someone like slit it.
See, nobody's gonna like this cover after this now.
Oh, I like it. No, you make a lot of sense. I mean, I hope there wasn't a store.
Someone put a camel toe on her chest.
See?
Moose knuckle.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Look at man, I tell you, like I feel like I just walked straight into a comedy club looking at all these comments.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, wooden. That's a good one.
C-section.
What's it selling for?
What I say, 125 to 135.
It's a cover C section.
All right, moving on to number 6 this week. Oh, this cover. Star Wars The High Republic, issue number 1, volume 3, the Miko Suyan Connecting Virgin 1-100, and this cover pisses me off, man. Why? They put out the Virgin variant of this, and then they have the trade dress variant of it, and they're connecting, and it just, again, it feels like such a grift. Just...
Is that Billy D. Williams on the cover?
Oh boy, that's why that's here. What a terrible cover! It doesn't even show the full light. You know what I mean?
It's because you got to buy the other one on the left side.
I know. It's so ridiculous, dude. Ugh, man, this variant game is getting rough. I feel sorry for people that are Pokemon collectors on these Star Wars variants, like Comic Man Andy's dropping hundreds of dollars to get these terrible covers that are not going to be worth a tenth of what you're paying for them in a year.
You know, if I was at a con and the artist was there, I wouldn't have him sign it. I would ask him to redo the cover. Can you draw it a little bit better, sir? I don't want the autograph. Just redo it the way it's supposed to be done.
Hey, shout out to Ernie. He says, hit that thumbs up, everyone. 238 watching and only 79 thumbs up. What the hell? Hit that thumbs up, you guys. It's super easy to do. It costs you nothing. The best way that you guys can support us is by subscribing and hitting that thumbs up and hanging out with us every week. So much love to you guys. If you love the content that we put out, you appreciate what we're doing, please do those things. It helps us more than you know.
What's up, Martian?
Moving on to number 5. Oh, Batman number 1. Again, Batman number 1. But the 2023 facsimile, the ultimate gold foil, supposedly limited to 150. Oh, man.
These have been selling for months online, but these are finally in people's hands. Who all got in on this?
Does that mean they're sold out?
Yeah, I would assume.
I doubt it. There's
There was
probably boxes sitting in a garage somewhere.
Legitimate
I just want
question.
Oh no, I thought you were joking. No, they were. Yeah,
kind of, but yeah.
Yeah. So they've been selling for months, but you know, kind of again, my rule is until it's actually live somewhere, I don't put it on a list. I don't want to. That was the Venom, Sad Lemon reasoning behind that. This is terrible. This is so bad.
Yeah.
But these have been selling, like I said, for months. Still selling for the same amount. CGC 9.8, and which I guess they're all 9.8s. Which if they're all 9.8s, who cares what it is if it's in a CGC holder? Then right?
Is this a Epic Nation release foil variant?
I don't know. Is it? Is that where they came from?
I don't know
I'm
where
just
they
kidding.
came from. Yeah, I didn't look it up, but yeah,
What's the appeal? What's the appeal, guys?
foil?
I haven't.
It's
shiny,
vato. It's shiny.
Foil?
You see?
It's people that have been picking up all the foils over the last year said, I got to get this one too. I don't know what the appeal is on this. Maybe, I'm sure somebody's going to say, oh, well, I want to own a Batman 1 and I don't want to pay $1 million for it. Like,
Right.
I don't believe that anymore. I think these facsimiles are just money grabs at this point. I mean, even look at where they're doing facsimiles of Batman 181 with like new Poison Ivy covers, or like it's like, come on, that's a complete money grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is terrible.
It's
What-
selling though.
Like it. Yeah, it is. $650 is
Oh.
what this thing sells for.
Oh,
So my question is at this point, like if you're going to do this, okay, so you're going to sell 150 of them. Okay, cool, whatever. Why even sell 150 of them?
Sell 50.
Why even sell? Why? I mean, why? Don't even put it out for sale. Make your order, get them in. You know, like that. What was that store variant where with the, I think it was like the Invincible Iron Man where the store owner was having coffee with like Riri or something like that.
Yeah, the amalgam
yeah,
book.
yeah.
One sold recently.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're gonna have a book like that, just sell it every once in a while. Sell it for $500, and just you'd barely even ever have to sell one, but you could just bleed them out over like a decade and make way more. Like why even sell something like this at that point, right?
Just kind of like do it like what's that guy's name that owns CBSI?
Yellow fellow.
Yeah, kind of like a gold yellow, yellowish fellow.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think we're getting to that point where the variant game is, nobody can question whether, I mean, can say that it's not hurting the hobby at this point. It's definitely hurting the hobby at this point. So, and anyways, all right.
Terrible.
At number 4 this week, a ton of Otto Schmidt covers came out this week, like 4 or 5 of them, all good. Here's a second Birds of Prey Otto Schmidt cover. This Birds of Prey number 3, the Otto Schmidt 1 in 25. This isn't even the best Otto Schmidt cover this week, but it's selling.
Yeah, but the other ones are not incentive ratios, right?
Yeah, a couple of them are.
Are they?
Of them are, yeah.
Yeah, so this one I think is piggybacked off. What was it, number 2? Was it just a month ago that other Birds of Prey?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I think it's just piggyback off of that one. 1 in 25 selling for 40 to 50. I think this was just looking at people's pickups that they had. A lot of people were grabbing these.
They're stoked on them, yeah.
Yeah, so it's had a little bit of buzz. It's a number 3, so normally number 3's a little bit lower print run. I think I liked was it number 2, the one that was the bubblegum one, right?
Yep. I like the Bachalo variant for this issue. A beautiful cover with those the bats in the background. It's what's the girl's name who was the Batgirl, the Asian Batgirl? What was her name? I think that's who that character is on the Bachalo cover. The badassy Batgirl with the face mask that had the badass stitched mouth. Forget that. I always forget her name. Anyways, it's a beautiful cover. Yeah, even more beautiful in my opinion than this one. But it's not a 1 in 25. I think it's just it might be a 1 in 10, but I think it might be an open order type variant. So beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, Cassandra Cain. Thank you, Thor. Yeah,
I was about to say Cassandra.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the colors on this. I mean, Birds of Prey is generally kind of dark, and this one is very light. So it's kind of a big contrast, I think, for what Birds of Prey actually is. So
I like how she's flipping around the brass knuckles too. That's great.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys, we got 3 more to go this week. 245 watching live. Please hit that thumbs up, the like button, whatever you can. Even if you don't have any thumbs, have somebody do it for you. Moving on to number 3 this week. Oh boy, Ghost Rider number 17, the Bjorn Barons cover. We talked about this book at the beginning of October. It wasn't on the list for a couple weeks, and now everybody's going crazy for it again. Do we know the reason why this is getting hot all of a sudden?
I don't know if this was just under-ordered or what, because, I mean, it is a number 17. I know a bunch of people, which is really funny. I mean, I know a bunch of people have been talking about it because it is a really good cover. So that's the only thing I can think. When we had it on here a month ago, it was like 20 to 25. It's been pretty consistent to be 20 to 25 for the last month. But for whatever reason, this week it more than doubled. It's now 50 to 60 for this. This is just I think this was an open order.
Yeah.
I think this is just
Not
a B
ratio.
cover.
Yep, you're right. 100%. Just a B cover. And all these Ghost Rider covers for this run have been killer, and all the Bjorn Barons covers have been killer. Now, I understand that it looks great, but you guys know as well as I do, not every great-looking cover blows up like this, the way this one is kind of blowing up again. It's very interesting to see this one catching some love. Is it the first Helverine? Maybe it might be.
No.
Was the
Justin,
no.
Justin says no.
Okay.
Justin
Wolverine
says,
was Wolverine 36.
Okay.
yeah, he said Wolverine 32. I don't really know.
Okay.
Is it which
It's 36.
36?
Yeah. I wonder if this ties into it though. I wonder if they came
Cameo
out
of
around the same time.
Helverine on the last page says Comic Centric.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
So cameo first full. Nice.
Helverine. Okay.
Mhm. Great series so far. So shout out to Lefteros in the chat. He said, love to see it. It's a bit of a Helverine origin also. So there we go. Make sure you guys are
Yeah.
following Lefteros. It's an ad,
Nice.
not a cameo, he says also. So there we go. That's even worse.
I like Ghost Rider on the cover. He's like, what? What the fuck? I needed
Yeah.
to blow that shit up. Get off my back.
Oh, dude. Beautiful, beautiful. Moving on to number 2 this week. X-Force number 46, the Decal 1 in 25. I hate that X-Force trade dress. It's so bad.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. But this is a excellent design cover other than that X-Force trade dress.
Yeah, and I think most people, because I think people had this image beforehand, so I think everybody kind of knew that this one was going to sell well. And I'm doing some quick look right now. I will just throw this out. It is selling for like 40 to 50 on eBay. But I will say that when I was looking at this stuff earlier, so I'm just double checking now for anybody who might want this. It was still available on a major retailer for $22. Let me see if it is still there.
Nope, it's gone.
Is it gone?
Yeah,
It is
if
now
it's
gone.
not-
It was there earlier
Yeah, it
today.
was there. It was. I was looking at it.
You know,
Yeah.
I expect a lot more from Jeff Decal, man.
Really? I like this. I think the
It's
X-Force
okay.
trade kills it.
It's okay.
The barcode doesn't do it.
but
much
it's
for it
not
either.
like the fucking banger shit that Decal's known for. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Maybe
just-
just try to keep it simple.
yeah.
I mean, if she had like a head hanging off her claws on her left hand, that would be way
I see
cooler,
where-
right?
I see where Joe's coming from. It almost feels like he played it safe here. It's still good. It's just very simple. It's
Yeah,
too
his stuff
simple.
is, I mean, he's a hell of an artist, man. But
very
like,
detailed.
for you to be like, for it to be a variant and shit like that, dude, like,
Yeah.
Big shout out to Chad Cave for no reason at all. So we just love him.
No, we just love caves.
Yep. So shout out to him. Oh man, I love it. We gotta love this community. It's the best. Decal is putting out a lot of stuff. That's for sure. A lot of stuff right now. So
Yeah, way more than and it's not that I think he's being overused, but you can feel like it's getting to that point.
he's not too tired to pick up that paycheck, though, right? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, we all
yeah.
make excuses and shit,
Yeah.
but he's not too tired. Oh man, I drew all night last night. But hey, I got enough energy to collect my money. Just saying.
I think it'd be a hard career, really hard career. Because I mean, you got stupid morons like me that, criticize every single piece of art that's put out there, and you have to listen to that crap all the time.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys have a hustle too, man. They make their money where
Yeah,
on
they
the
gotta eat.
side.
I hope they do. I mean, I hope they make all their money.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if he got that contract from 2019, like if he got that contract with Marvel and all this other stuff but let's say pandemic forthwith, I think our boy Longshort needs to get at least a 10% cut
Oh shit! Right.
because he promoted him big time when not a lot of people knew about him, just like a lot of old school guys. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. Shout out again to our boy Chad Cave. He says, thumbs up and more. You're the best, brother.
thank you, Chad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. At number 2 this week. And shout out to our boy Kyle. It just said, hey, I love the show. Enough to put $1 in there. That's why we love him, too.
Good man, Kyle.
Good man. Good man. All right, you guys. We got one more. Oh, there we go. We got one more to go. At number 1. You knew it was going to be here. Legend of Zelda, number 1. An early Valiant book, back when it was Acclaim Valiant. If you guys remember, the very first Valiant book being the Nintendo preview. I love these early Nintendo books from Valiant. They're great quality, very hard to find in high grade because of that cardstock glossy cover. And they feel a little bit bigger than normal books too, right? If I remember correctly, just a tad bit bigger than normal size comics.
Okay, so there was like Zelda movie news, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, live
Is
action.
Is there anybody who thinks that that's going to be good?
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I think it's going to be terrible, like really bad.
Why?
I'm not sure how you could. I just don't think you can take Zelda and put it live action. It's going to be really
I can
bad.
see that. It's all going to be based on casting for it, and I really hope they cast a bunch of nobodies, right? I don't want to see some famous actor with elf ears on that, looks like Tom Holland. No, I don't want that. Anybody that looks like
You
Tom
see
Holland.
Ryan Gosling out there with
Yeah.
elf ears. It's going to look ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now if they put Gal Gadot in there,
I don't want
and
no. I don't want her either. I want nobodies. Hey, private chat, just heads up. For some reason, it's showing up on the screen, so I got to figure out why it's still doing that. So wait to use the private
I'll make
chat.
sure I don't talk shit about anybody on there.
Yeah. So
I hate everybody.
yeah. Elijah Wood is going to be Link. Oh, I hope not. That would be terrible. It's got to be a nobody. Look how bad
Elijah
that Link.
Wood is he still around?
Dude, look how bad that Link face is. Oh, that's terrible on there. I never realized how bad that face is on that cover.
They're gonna make the movie and it's gonna be an 8-bit.
Do we want the first print $1.95 cover price or the one with no cover price?
I'll take any.
I think the Air one is harder to get, right?
That's the one with no cover price, right?
I think so.
Okay.
But I don't know how they were distributed. So I don't really know.
They have it on the CGC label as no price variant, printed with no price on cover.
Okay, so they came out at the same time.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go. First appearance of Link is being talked about pretty heavily right now. A lot of people are saying that preview is the first appearance of Link. A lot of other people are saying a Nintendo Power issue. I love those Nintendo Fun Club news issues that are super rare. Those are the original Nintendo Powers. But if you guys didn't get a chance to see the Wednesday night review on Beyond Wednesdays from a few weeks ago, Vinny Kumar came on and did a breakdown of a recent Heritage Foreign video game auction where he talked about a super rare, the very first Legend of Zelda Japanese video game giveaway that came with a ramen as a giveaway for a ramen brand in Japan. Yeah. Super rare. One of the coolest things I've ever heard when it comes to the Legend of Zelda memorabilia. So go check that out. Shout out to our boy Vinny Kumar, who has been on those original Nintendo foreign things, which came out first, obviously, super tough to find. So very good stuff, you guys. Because of all the issues that I've been having to reset the computer and everything, we're not going to go over comments this week because I just don't have it set up to do. So again, thank you for everybody that's putting in comments. We'll get back to reading them next week. But other than that, please hit those thumbs up. Check out the links below. Tomorrow night, Modern Comic Mayhem, Beyond Wednesdays. I might start it a little bit early. Usually we start at 10 p.m. Eastern, depending on what's going on with our guests. It might start a little early, so be on the lookout for that. There could be potential for 3 or 4 very big name guests. So that's all I'm saying. Come hang out with us tomorrow night. We'll have a lot of fun and hopefully have some great conversations like always.
Oh, yeah.
And again, check out all the links from all of our homies and our family members over here who are just continuing to do great things. And hit that thumbs up.
Lefteros, yes. So this will be. I do have a website. It is not active. I mean, I guess it technically is active, but it's not active. But I as soon as I figure out how to like take the numbers and make like little pictures, then I'm going to put it on the website, because I know some people don't like to watch a long YouTube video, so I am going to put it on there. It's just going to be thehouseofstein.com. So luckily nobody stole that from me ahead of time, so I was able to get it. So so I did purchase it already, but I haven't done anything with it at all. So it's just probably, if you type it in, it's probably going to say this domain is owned by an idiot, or something like that.
Well, that being said, I was supposed to have all the images to Stein this week, but again, I had computer problems. So hopefully Stein will get that sooner or later. It's more my fault than it is his, so don't blame him.
Hey, you could have given them to me, and I'm not the greatest on time, so they could have sat there all week, and I've been like, oh crap, I was supposed to do that. Oh well, I guess I won't do it this week.
Well, again, you guys, thanks for being part of this, family over here in this community. Let us know what you think of the show, any constructive criticism, what we could do better, things that you would like to see maybe. And, sub up if you're not subbed up. Come hang out with us tomorrow night, and we'll see you guys soon. Adios.